What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be working on a very special vehicle. This is a 1981 F-250 camper, and this thing, if it could talk, boy, it would have stories. And it just one trip alone, it went from New York all the way to Alaska, and it was a 12,500 mile journey. And it was completely restored, completely insulated. We have some phenomenal photos we'll be able to put inside. You'll be able to take a look at it. There's a lot of details that are left completely original and a lot of details that were definitely well improved. And the best part is, it's Rich's father's own personal camper.
What's up, boys? What's going on? How are we doing? The old girl's getting a little bit tired. She's a little low compression in cylinders 2 and 3, and had a little blow by. He just took it on a trip to Washington, and it started using a little bit of oil, which is very uncommon for this 306 in 11 years or so that he's had it. So we're going to go through, we're going to freshen it up. Me and Brian are going to take care of it. It's got a lot of stuff already done. Transmission was rebuilt, new clutch, steering box, all new steering linkage, pump, brakes, wheel bearings, exhaust, you name it, we went through and did it before his trip. Now it's ready for its second stage, and let's get it. We're going to put a little horsepower in this thing too. We might upgrade the intake and exhaust manifold to give a little bit more power. Definitely change out the cam and get it so it'll get up and go a little bit, because it's deserving of it.
There is a story behind this vehicle. I was stationed in Fort Wainwright, Alaska in 1963 as a young kid, 18-year-old. I didn't get a chance to see or appreciate a lot of the country up there. And it was on my bucket list to go back, and I did. I took that trip with 2 of my brothers and one of my best friends, and this is how it began.
This is built for trips. He's been to Mardi Gras, Washington, D.C. for the last few years. This isn't just sitting around. This is a road warrior. So that's the one reason that we're going to go through and freshen this up and bring it back to life, because it just goes down the road. And that's it. It's a runner. It's not a trailer queen.
So one really cool thing that I really want to bring up is something that we all as automotive enthusiasts want to do is road trips. And one of the ones is just to be able to take and go on something as long as a 12,000 mile trip and go to places like the Alaskan wilderness. One cool thing that I know you were talking about earlier was the fact that the Army actually built the road. And
They did in the 40s, yeah. They did. They were responsible for the road from Canada, Yukon, and right up into Alaska.
so let's go into this. Well, this is actually my first Ford engine, and I gotta say, this thing is very simple. I'd say almost as simple, or maybe a little bit more simple than the Jeep Wrangler's 4.0 straight 6. And we're pretty much ready to pull. The only thing we left to do is we have to dismantle the bolts off the transmission. Rich is just removing a few things down below, starter and the manifold, and we'll be able to just pop it right out. Wow, this is pretty neat. And with the hood going up as far at an angle that it is, I think we'll be able to just quickly just get it, twist it, and so yeah, very easy to deal with this engine, that's for sure. All right, back to it, guys. Well, guys, we're back with the old Ford, and it's time to tear it down.
Time to get it ripped apart and get it rebuilt. She got a little bit tired. Has a little under 80K. We have blow-by in cylinders 2 and 3. I think the rings are stock, so we're gonna go ahead and do a stock rebuild on it. No high performance here, unfortunately, for this 306. We're just gonna go ahead stock and get her breathing again. And let's get her torn down.
Yeah. She's a good old girl. Well, we were able to get this thing pulled apart, and there's a couple of things that really, it was in very good shape. The cam was in good shape. Everything was in really good shape, except for these were all, not all, but
What, 3 cylinders?
3 cylinders. So half of them, these rings just disintegrated as I pulled them out. They, and it's, again, there's no ridge on this one. There's no ridge on this one. And then you can actually kind of see, put the flashlight on here, the ridge, but it's like a multi-tier. It's like a, you put it in there, it feels like an ocean. It's very strange, especially this one, and this one is the worst. You can really see it in there.
And that explains the low compression on those cylinders with the broken rings. So I'm glad that we found that, and that's all it was. This should be an easy build, really should.
Yep.
And everything looks good over here, so.
The head looks fantastic. The, you know, these were brand new and they weren't frozen in there, which was nice, unlike the V10 there.
Yeah.
The unfortunately, like I was saying, it was a fairly clean engine. There's no weird wear on the cam. None of these were wiped out. They had obviously broken in nicely and they survived. But we're getting a new cam for it. The bearings on the main, pretty good. Some of the bearings on the actual pistons themselves are a little strange. So the crank is going to have to get mic'd, and once that's done, it's probably going to have to be turned 10 under. But you know, you want this thing to hold up. He's going to get a new oil pan for it as well. So the next time you see this old girl is when we're going to be putting it back together.
It should be clean and shiny. Get back to the machine shop here shortly, and let's get it together. And next step, we'll get it back in the camper. Till then, guys, we'll see you.
Get out there, 15 minutes. Remember to go work on your projects, guys. And as always, keep her shiny side up. I'm looking forward to this thing to go back together.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. We got some surprises too.
Yeah, it's going to be
There's
fun.
a couple surprises. It's going stock, but there is going to be a couple surprises.
You know,
It'll be pretty cool.
A little bit of flair.
A little flair. That's it. Flair. I like the flair.
All right, you guys. God bless. Stay out of trouble.